And our final presenter for the evening is a very, very special lady indeed. And I hear her husband is not so bad either. I could probably speak about Mrs. Barbara White for actually quite a while. But I'm graced with about 20 seconds, so if you don't know her, hopefully you'll get a very good idea of who she is as a person, and if you do know her, hopefully this just solidifies what you already know. She is a very, very talented martial artist. She is an amazing wife, mother, daughter, grandmother, friend, humanitarian, Christian, and just a very much all-around really good, kind, and humble person. She empowers women. For example, by creating a women's self-defense program that has helped women around the world. She is also the organizer and creator of this symposium, first ever, by the way, women's symposium at the IKC. So it's not surprising that our topic is the value of using the knowledge and experience in our art to positively impact and empower citizens in our community. So please welcome our final presenter for the evening, Mrs. Barbara White.
Thank you, you guys. Rick Warren is a pastor of a very well-known church. He's also a best-selling author, and he believes that by serving God, the only way to serve God is by serving other people. And I want to really acknowledge everybody here on stage, as well as behind the podium, because I believe that they're all doing just that. So I'd actually like to give a shout out and a round of applause to everybody up here before I start mine. So I started the Women's Self-Defense Program. It was through Master Eddie Downey when he talked to me about presenting a class to his European camp several years ago. So I spent some time preparing for this class. Excuse me, I prepared a PowerPoint presentation, provided it during the class, and I have to say, when we started hitting the bags, the class literally lit up. It had passion, enthusiasm, and unity. And it was so wonderful to see. And I've been teaching these classes here at home and around, and I can honestly say it's like this across the board. And I've got Andre and Sean Scanlon are here, and they assist with the classes, as does Jennifer Lamas. Heather Blessing has been in it, she's here today. We've got Karen Schuster helps in the class. I think that you can honestly agree with me that when we're in a group of women and they have this passion and excitement, that it's such a very, very special place to be. And when you see that they have this belief in themselves, it's just very hard to express, but it holds so dear to my heart, and I can believe that you guys feel the same way as well. So this workshop that I've had, I like to call it a workshop, has evolved throughout the years. I've changed my PowerPoint presentation and on a constant basis, it seems, and I'd like to say that all of the gentlemen here on stage have played a part in the way that it's been revised and improved. Recently, I added board breaking to the end of the class, my last one. That was major. That was so empowering to the women. They had a belief in themselves. And, very often women will come to the class they've never hit before in their lives. They leave class, they break a board. I don't know what can be even better than that. I think that another powerful tool to add to the argument that self-defense classes for women are really worth it are statistics. I'm in the medical profession, and I do a lot of statistics, and if statistics don't lie, they are facts. The most recent is the World Health Organization, and have a recent research done that says that over a third of all women worldwide will experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime, usually from an intimate partner. President Obama recently came out with a task force committee. He wants this to address the issue of sexual violence on university campuses. By the way, 1 in 5 women will have been abused or sexually assaulted on a university campus. Jimmy Carter recently wrote a book. It's called A Call to Action. And by the way, Jimmy Carter is a powerful advocate of women. I highly recommend this book to read. I'm thinking that with all of this added attention to violence and women, it's going to be a vehicle for change. And I'd like to be a process of that change personally myself. I'd like to thank you, Eddie Downey, for giving me my first start in teaching women self-defense. I'd like to thank my husband, who's had to lovingly endure my constant editing on my PowerPoint presentation, and he's also given me his input. I think it's very, very important that we have women's self-defense classes in our studios, and I think it's very, very important that women teach women's self-defense classes. There's another area that I feel very strongly about. Many of you probably know. It deserves attention. It's about child abuse and neglect. And Bob, my husband, and I are very proud of our efforts in fighting this issue. And we do this through our annual tournament that many of you may know. It's the Bob and Barbara White Youth Invitational Tournament. It supports Royal Family Kids. And for those of you who have not heard of Royal Family Kids, this is an organization that was started about 30 years ago by Wayne and Diane Tesh, who started through their church, which is incidentally about a half a mile from our house, and it is the church that we support. And what this is a camp for abused children, and the children are taken out of group and foster homes, and they're able to spend a week long at camp with love and all the attention that they deserve. There are now over 180 camps worldwide. It costs about $750 to send a child to camp. That's the most updated cost for a child to camp. We've been very fortunate that we've been able to fund the cost of camp for the past 9 years. We have a fantastic studio that not only includes our studio, but it also includes our friends and family throughout the United States and throughout Europe. Our daughters Nicole and Sydney come to camp. I'm also a volunteer up at camp, and we serve camp up there. I can't tell you how impactful it is in our lives and how special it is for me to be able to be serving the Lord alongside my two daughters. Nicole, my oldest, is now a school teacher, and the camp experience has shaped her way into teaching. She dedicates the same love that she does at camp to the kids at her school. My daughter Sydney, who is back there at the back of the room, and she welcomed all of you guys in. Camp changed her life dramatically. She used to be an accounting major, now she's a criminal justice major. She's going to begin the marriage family therapy program at Chapman University. She's also involved in a mentoring program through Royal Family Kids. 2 days are typically the most difficult when it comes to the camp experience. The first day is very, very hard. Heather can attest to that. In fact, I'd like to acknowledge Heather Flessing and Jennifer Lamas from our studio. They were counselors here at camp for the first time. Jennifer's son, Jordan, also assisted in the karate program that I have at camp. And they can attest to that. The first day is very difficult because the kids come up the hill on the bus. They don't know what to expect. They're afraid, and many of them are crying. And then the last day is very difficult. It's emotionally draining and difficult for all of us. It's difficult for the kids because they're leaving an experience that they just loved, and they found that they had some unconditional love. It's hard for those of us who have staffed the camp because we don't know. We see these kids go from a place of nurturing into maybe a group bus or van to take them back to their group home. And it's sobering to us. It's a shock on our senses to have come from such a warm, nurturing, beautiful environment to suddenly seeing the children go into a cold van. Royal Families has impacted us personally, but it's also impacted our martial arts community. I feel that because of this, we are a much closer community. I feel that this instills a kind of a community of service. Just last year, we were at Doreen Dorenzio's IKC. She supported us, Royal Families donated a large check to Royal Families. Every year, Eddie Downey, John Sepulveda, Ron Sanchez, Shar, Bobby Lawrence support for Royal Families. It's just been a community effort, and it's made us grow so much stronger, and I think very impactful. I really hope that the support that the martial arts community has given to Royal Families, I really, really hope that it spreads to the Women's Symposium as well. And I hope that next year we're here sharing with more and more women into what they're doing for martial arts and in the community. I'm about to wrap it up. There's a verse in Ecclesiastes in the Bible, and I kind of think it sort of relates to the martial arts community. It talks about how two are better than one, because two, you can help each other up, you keep each other warm, etc. And three is even better, because a triple braided cord is not easily broken. And I think in many ways, our martial arts community can be compared to a triple braided cord. We're much, much stronger serving one another and the community and those who are in need of service. So I'm going to hand this over to Karen, but I'd like to kind of acknowledge Karen, because she's spent, again, I know, she has spent so much time getting to know each presenter, what they do. She is keeping us organized and on track. I'd really like to thank Karen Schuster for keeping this going.